Okay, so this is a topic that I've heard that's like, I just keep hearing it, it gets a lot of misconception. So, when you are out of shape as a person, now this happened to someone I know. When you're out of shape as a person, you might be feeling like you can't do daring things, okay? Like, for example, running without, like, being shirtless or being naked as a fat person or wearing certain revealing outfits, or you know what I mean? Like, yeah, duh, you're not gonna look good in it. That's not what I mean. Of course you won't look good in it. Don't be stupid. You know what I mean? Like, you're not gonna pull it off. But, sorry, I drew my coffee. But, something that people don't seem to understand is that when you're out of shape, right, you can actually get away with being invisible. Not invisible, but like less than. Let me explain what I mean by that. So I have a friend who runs with me sometimes, right? It depends on the mood he's in. And he'll do this thing where he'll go, wow, like you have a six pack, you have broad shoulders, you know what I mean? Like you have a good V taper. I wish I had that. My goal is to get to where you're at so that when I run, I can start running without a shirt like you. So, the thing with this person is that this person is very like meek, very timid. You know what I mean? They're not good when it comes to positive reinforcement or negative reinforcement. They just don't like being the center of attention. And that's the thing that they're not like understanding is that they themselves don't like being the center of attention, and when you're in really good shape, you automatically become the center of attention simply because of the fact that you're at a level that most people don't seem to like try to replicate. They don't end up replicating it. And, you know, there aren't a lot of jacked people out there. You know what I mean? Like I feel like we think there are a lot more than there actually are, but truth be told, there really aren't that many jacked people out there. It's a very small minority of people that are in shape. And as someone who's in pretty good shape, I feel like you're more prone to see them when they do actually appear. And I feel like I don't. I just don't see them as much as you think you would. But anyway, besides the point, he fails to understand that because of the fact that he is out of shape, and I had to explain this to him. I go, dude, running without a shirt when you're out of shape is probably going to be more comfortable for you than if you get in great shape and don't get used to it now and you just start doing it when you're in great shape. Because you're going to get in a situation when you're out of shape, right? You're going to be in a situation where you're running without a shirt. People may laugh at you, people may look at you weird, like, ugh. You know what I mean? Like, people may just, like, make you the butt of the joke. But people are either going to see you as the same as them or less than them. So you're going to be a target. You're not a target in a sense that, like, they're going to be after you, but you're going to be the butt of the joke. No one's going to take you seriously. So you're going to be the group, like, you know what I mean? The class of the clown or whatever for that minute that they made fun of you, and then they're going to forget all about you and it's over. Now, if you're in like peak physical shape and you're running without a shirt, you're seen as a target, a threat. You're seen as what other people could achieve if they dedicated time and effort to it, but are choosing not to. People don't like to be faced with their shortcomings in like the mirror. They don't like to have to see their shortcomings through another person or through any kind of, you know, whatever. So when you're running and you're in really good shape, and I've had this happen to me, you'll get people yelling at you to put a shirt on. You'll have some people try to actually physically have an altercation with you. You'll have, you know, you'll get positive attention from girls maybe. Maybe girls will look at you and laugh. I don't know, whatever. You like, there are many different kinds of forms of attention you can get, but they will remember you. A in-shape person is someone who's diligent, someone who is quick thinking usually, someone who can take care of themselves. You don't forget somebody who you see that's jacked. Like, I could tell you the last person I saw that was jacked, and it was like maybe months ago at my job. Like, in a random area that, like, I was in for just that, like, 30 minutes, and then we left. Like, I remember that, though, because the person was simply in phenomenal shape, you know what I mean? And so, when I say jacked too, obviously, I mean like lean, athletic build, but this guy was pretty built too. But like, you see what I mean? Like, I remember those kinds of people. You don't remember the guy who looks like a milk jug. You know what I mean? You don't remember the guy that looks like he's made out of dough running with his shirt off. Every one of those, you see those every day. You see those so often, everybody just blends together. When you see somebody who has a nice V taper, low body fat percentage, around 10 to 12, visible vascularity in their arms, you remember someone that is in peak physical shape. You know what I mean? Like, you look at them, you even comment on them, even if you're not doing it out loud, you comment in your head on them, and go, ooh, look at them, like, they're pretty fit, like, they're in good shape, you know what I mean? Like, your brain just notices that. It's a biological thing. So I was explaining to him, I'm like, if you are in bad shape, if you want to run like without a shirt when you're in good shape, you're not understanding the level of attention that comes with that, some being negative. So in order to be able to build up your confidence to get to that attention and get to like that stage of being used to that, you need to start doing it now while you're invisible, because you're gonna have an easier time, in my opinion. This might be a hot take from me. You're gonna have an easier time running as a fat person without a shirt than as an in shape person without a shirt, because of the fact that if you're fat, you won't be seen as a target. Even if you're not fat and you're just average, you won't be seen as a target. You'll be seen as just some, you know that saying, people like seeing you do good until you're doing better than them. If you're average or fat and you're running, people are going to look at you and go, ooh, look at him trying to burn the weight. Good for him. If you're already in peak physical shape and you don't have a shirt and you're running, people are going to look at you and be like, ugh, douche, like, what are you doing? Like, it's so annoying. Like, look at him go. He thinks he's all that. Like, it's automatically going to be perceived in a negative way because of the fact that, like, it goes along with my argument on hot people are hot, but until they know they're hot, because then it makes other people get, like, angry or upset at them for knowing they're hot rather than being humble. So it's like that in a sense. It's like if you're running without a shirt and you're in like not the greatest shape, people are gonna be like, "Oh, body positivity, look at them go, yes." But then if you're in peak physical shape, they're gonna be like, "Ugh, of course, typical runner with abs and a six pack, knows he's fit, knows he's hot, running without a shirt." Like that's just the way it's perceived, and like, whether that's perceived as fair or not doesn't really matter, because you know you're gonna have people who think out of emotion and they're gonna go, well, that's not fair. At the same time, you're gonna have people that are like, well, you should be motivating either way, but it's like, dude, no, that's not the way it goes. And that's what I was trying to explain to my friend. I'm like, dude, you should actually be running without a shirt now because of the fact that you're gonna get like, I have to explain, because that's the thing, dude. You cannot be in very good shape and at the same time expect to have like no form of attention. Like, you can't be someone who gets like in really good shape and like wears things that show you're in really good shape, especially if you were somebody who wasn't in the greatest shape before. You can't just get in really good shape and then immediately be like, okay, now I'm not gonna get any attention, I'm gonna be low-key about it. You know what I mean? Like, you can't, especially if you're gonna wear things. People are gonna notice you lost the weight. People are gonna notice you're getting like visibly leaner. People are gonna notice, you know, your arms are getting more veiny and broad, and your shoulders are gonna be wider. You know, you're gonna have that V taper. It's just, you're gonna move differently. You're gonna act differently. Like, there's a confidence that comes with being in shape that cannot be replicated by any other form of confidence. And it's obvious to people who are in shape when you're also in shape. Like, it's just, that's the way it goes. So that's kind of my take on that. I feel like if you are somebody right now who is in not the best shape and you're hesitant, you know, to run without a shirt or to wear like a tank top or do all these things because of the way you look, dude, if you're serious about getting in good shape, if you actually want to get in good shape, get used to wearing those things now so that when you're in good shape and you're wearing them, it's not like off-putting or it doesn't make you feel some type of way when someone yells something at you or when cars honk at you when you're running. Because as I said, as someone in really good shape, I run without a shirt all the time, dude. And it's like, I get cars honking at me, I get girls yelling. Like, this sounds made up. I know this sounds like a fallacy, but it's not. I get cars honking at me, I get girls yelling at me out their window, I get people looking at me up and down, you know what I mean? You get people that roll their eyes and shrug and don't like it. You get all types. So you have to be like able to have thick skin, and you have to be able to perceive, like, you have to be able to like, you have to be able to take those criticisms from other people, whether they be positive or negative or neutral. You still have to be able to just take them and stay in your lane. Like, you know what I mean? You have to be able to be comfortable with it. So if you're already not in good shape, get used to that. Use that to your advantage for when you are in shape. So you have like thick skin already, you're built up, and start doing it now. You're in less of a place of being like a target now when you're out of shape than when you're in shape. So I highly encourage you, of those out there who are out of shape, take advantage of it now. That's my take on that.